What's going on, guys? Today I was really bored, and that's usually the only time I make a YouTube video, is when I have nothing better to do. But today I'm going to be going over how I take pictures of my cars and whatever else I'm doing. And I think this is fun for a lot of guys who are into cars, or girls who are into cars. A lot of people that are into cars. It's like working on cars, and you like to show off what you have, so that's where photography comes in. And you don't need anything expensive. I just have, and this camera isn't expensive by any means. All it is a 5D. So, I mean, nothing too crazy about it. It's an older camera, about 10 years old actually. But I picked it up for cheap, but I started off with my cell phone, and I think that's where a lot of people start off and kind of work their way up. So I got my car set up. I'm going to be shooting from about this angle right here with the windows down, because I don't have a polarizer, and once you do have one, you can see how much of a difference it makes. So like I said, a lot of people start off shooting with their cell phones, and if you do, that's great. You know, start somewhere. I actually heard somebody say the best camera you have is the one you have with you. So if you don't have one of these, use one of these in your hand. Alright, so I'm going to kind of figure out how I want to set up the shot, and then I'll get back with you. Alright, so I'm getting ready to set up and take my shot, and there are a few things that I noticed that isn't that big of a deal, and you probably wouldn't even notice it, but it's easier to get these things taken care of now than having to go back and Photoshop it out. So little things like this leaf, I went out of the way. If there was any trash, the leaf just actually, the leaf I took off the car actually flew back in the way of the car. So get that out of the way. Okay, that leaf is just not wanting to go. There's a cigarette butt I want to get out of here. And like I said, I could easily touch this up in Photoshop if I wanted to, and get that out. But I want to make the job as easy as I can for myself. So just check for little things like that. Make sure there's no trash in the way. Anything that could kind of take focus off your subject, which is my car at the moment. So I got everything that I want out of the way, and I'm ready to set up. And I think I'm going to go from about... So you want to find a decent angle, and I mean, it is what it is. You're going to take the picture regardless. So maybe shoot from up here, or which is make the car. When you shoot from all the way up here and stuff, I don't know if you can see or what it's even up there, if I was even in focus. But when you're shooting up here, you kind of make the car, you kind of give the viewer like a position of power, like you're looking down on it. And then when you shoot kind of like down here, you're kind of giving your subject a position of power where it's kind of looking down on you. So choose whatever you like best. I'm gonna go with something about maybe right here. There you go. So when you're shooting, make sure you cannot see, I don't know if it's picking it up, but your shadow. So you don't want that in your picture. You just want the focus to be on your subject. So I'm gonna get myself set up and let's start shooting. As you can see, you can't see my shadow in the shot. If I move the camera just a tad like that, you can't see that parking curve that was right there. You can still see this one, but I'm not that worried about it. It's just gonna be there. Even if I were to zoom in closer, you still couldn't see that. So, well, too close. But you get what I'm saying. And for anybody that, cares, I'm using this Sunny 16 technique, rule, whatever you want to call it, where the sun is out full blast. You can definitely see my shadow. It's clearly visible. The sun is at my back, shining down behind me. And my settings on the camera, if it will focus, I don't know, maybe there's just too much light. Oh, yeah, come on, get in there. Well, my shutter speed is at 100. My ISO is matching at 100. And I'm shooting at f16. So, and I'll go up or down with my my f-stops. So just to kind of get a better exposure. But like I said, when you first start shooting out, you probably don't care about any of these things. Another thing I mentioned earlier is to have a polarizer, and you can see, like I said, once you go from having a polarizer to not having one, or from not having one to having one, it's a world of difference. You can see the reflections in the paint on the car of the gate behind it, and you can almost see my reflection in the front bumper. I don't know, I can't tell through this camera. I can tell just looking at it. But if I had one, I could cut all that out. But I'm not that worried about it. It's just out the shot that I'm gonna try to get, and we'll see if I can make that happen. Another thing you want to look out for, so when you're shooting, even though your focus is on the car, you want to make sure you're not like off-centered and stuff like that. You want to make sure that like your picture is fairly close to what you're actually seeing in real life. Your buildings aren't like slanted. You want everything to be nice and straight, just about like that. So just one thing to keep an eye out for. Another pro tip, I like to bring headphones with me just to kind of make the shoot more fun, and I'm not just kind of sitting out here bored. I like to listen to music. Something I like to do to kind of put me in that mood, that zone, and yeah, try it out. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. Here are just a few pictures that I took that are straight out of the camera, haven't been touched in Lightroom or Photoshop. If you guys enjoyed what you watched today, leave me a like, let your mom and your grandma know, hey, check out this guy's videos. He's trying to get rich. And if you guys want to know how to make your pictures pop just that little bit more for your Instagram, let me know in the comments and I'll make a video about how I edit my pictures. If you want, you can stop by my Instagram and check me out. It's sleepy_Sean. And that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm getting ready to go take a nap.